There's something that you can provide me that I can look into. If not, I can get the officer to make the information report for you.
I guess I want to follow up on all of the information that I gave you yesterday, because it sounds to me like you are already being very dismissive of my claims and telling me that I've given you nothing.
You haven't given me anything.
Well, I mean,
and there's nothing to follow up on with me. The investigating party for your complaint was with the fire department, so you need to follow up with the fire department.
It wasn't Christina's job to investigate. What he should have asked her for was a list of every single person that's been into that salon, and he could call them and ask for their license plate.
it's your system that's being abused. So I do believe that you have a lot to do with this as well.
It's the fire department's responsibility to investigate.
So if your flock system is being misused, it's the fire department's job to investigate that?
If Christina's accusations are correct, either the fire marshal has access to the police officer systems, which he shouldn't, or one of his employees is taking the information and sending it to the fire marshal. He should be a little bit more concerned about it.
Complaint is against the fire department personnel, which means it falls on the fire department.
My complaint is against PD. Only you guys have access to that system.
What? Because you never filed a complaint against the PD.
No, but I'm talking to internal affairs, who I'm expecting to have integrity and guide me in the right way, right? So if I'm alleging that I believe it's highly probable that somebody in your precinct is giving information from the flock surveillance system to the fire department, then what?
Have you given me the license plates to check?
I am working on that.
Okay,
I've already told you that.
Then I have nothing to check.
He can interview the fire marshal. He can interview his staff. He could check emails. He has access to all the logs in the flock system. He could call up all of her contractors and ask them for their license plate. There's so much more that he could do.
It is your department as well. You're telling me to go to a fire department, but I have every right to be here as well. Not right, but I have, I'm in the right place. This information I'm seeking is here as well.
For the flock system?
Yes, sir.
Yes, the flock system is held solely on the police department.
So if I'm alleging that it's highly probable that someone in your precinct is sharing that information with people who should not have access to it, then my business is here, not solely with the fire department.
So it's like a ladder effect. Picture a ladder, right? Okay, so you want to listen to the Investigator. I'm going to explain it to you.
The headache this guy gives me. I don't need to explain to her how it works. Let's start investigating.
Ladder effect is it starts with where the problem is alleged, right? So
Okay.
your allegation is against Luna, right? It starts with
And
him.
PD.
Hang on. It starts with Luna, right? And they check here, and then they check the next step, and then they check the next step, and then they check the next step.
I think
going
you missed
backwards.
a step though, because Luna cannot violate the federal grant that afforded you the flock system without the help of whom? Somebody in your precinct.
But
They're
I
below
cannot
him.
check any of that information until you provide me with the information to check,
I will.
which is
I
the
will
license plates.
I will be diligently working on that.
As you told me, I believe it was a dozen. Is what you told me.
At the least.
Okay.
At the least.
Okay, that would infer that there would be more.
Correct.
Okay, so there's more than a dozen then.
I was in that building interviewing general contractors, plumbers, electricians, HVAC masters, as well as subcontractors. So between all of those trades, I had dozens of people in my building, and almost every single time the fire marshal showed up. Yes, dozens.
Not once asked who these people were that were in her salon. I'm investigator. Let me investigate. What are the names of the people that were in your salon so I could call them and investigate and ask them what happened when they were there? Did the fire marshal show up when you were there? What is your license plate number?
I knew he was watching. It didn't bother me. What I didn't know is that it was.
I can't hear her if you're talking, sir.
What I didn't know is that it was illegal. And now that I know that, the same way he held my feet to the fire is the same way I will hold his feet to the fire. But the difference is what he's done will land him in jail. He won't get a fine the way that I got a fine. And I plan to get to the bottom of it. Because what's going on in the city, I think, is much bigger than even what I'm assuming. And I will get to the bottom of it. If not with your help, the help of the local news publications.
Okay. The only way I can help you is if you provide me with a license.
And I
plates.
will. And I will.
Okay. And the first conversation that we had was it was going to be no more than a dozen.
And I won't give you more than that.
And now we're talking about dozens upon dozens.
I'm
So
giving you an
concerned.
example. I'm just telling you that the way I know, because you want me to prove how do I have proof that this was happening?
Mm-hmm.
Based off of my experience with him and every time that I was in my building, which was dozens of times, he showed up. So at least a dozen I can give you, but if you want more, I can give you more. It's up to you. It's not necessary for me to provide more if I give you 6 and every time those 6 plates were ran.
I think it would be important for you to provide me with the license plates of the people that were there when he showed up.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was almost every single time. And that's why I asked last week how long the data was stored. When you asked how I can help you, you said, how can I help you? And I said, well, how long is the data stored?
I have to
Because
look.
if it's,
I have to look. I don't know. Well, maybe go look. He wants her to be the detective.
I'm not sure, I don't know how it works. I have watched flock system videos. I did open records requests for the flock system as well. But I think it's at least 30 days. Hopefully you have access to more. But it appears
the
that
actual image, because the system, like I told you before, is the
sophisticated.
It's a license plate reader is what it is. And it doesn't take live feed, it takes snapshots.
Yeah.
Okay, and the actual image, I know for sure.
You are an internal affairs investigator for a reason. There are bad cops, unfortunately, bad people, bad humans that make bad,
Yeah.
So it's not an outlandish thought to think that somebody could be misusing the system. And that does concern me. And it should concern you also. That's all I want.
It will concern me as soon as I'm provided with the information to uncover.
Connect some dots.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, until then, I'm not going to worry about it because I have
And that's fine.
200 other tasks
And
that I
that's
have to
fine.
worry about.
And that's